I'm just sitting here, well, just thinking about like what's going on in the world, and we're dealing with a spiritual warfare, and it's like a spiritual warfare society, and it's bigger than what we think. It really is. It's bigger than what we think. And for me, I was just thinking, I was like, we see demons and villains in television shows and movies. So they don't just live in movies and television shows. They live here on earth as well with us. And that's something that we need to be aware of. And it's a lot of sickness that's going on in the world. It's just so much sickness that's going on. And we have different types of diseases and different types of disorders and things that we all are aware of, right? But one disease that hasn't been actually identified as a sickness is racism. That's a sickness too. And the only cure to it is love and respect for all humans. I was just thinking about this the other day, and what I've noticed, a lot of times, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have noticed, it's people that especially look like me, that out of kindness of your heart, you might be in a grocery store, or you might be walking or wherever, or maybe in a building going to work, and you speak to someone that doesn't look like you, and they refuse to even have eye contact with you, and you're just like, wow, I didn't even do anything to this person. That's why I say that racism is a sickness, and people that are racist, they don't like to admit that they are for some reason. I don't know. They rather act out than not just own it, And it's just, I'd rather for you to own it and say that you are than just acting like it doesn't exist, because it does. And it is a sickness. At the end of the day, it's really only one race, and that's the human race when you think about it. But people like to use this, and something we've been using for years is racism. And